What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to the Cloud Gaming XS channel. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to playtest an upcoming game developed by Stormind Games that will be published by Team 17. This game is called Batora Lost Haven, and it is such a delightful story-driven RPG. The most complete game I have playtested for quite some time. The developers have done a fantastic job on this one. A big thank you goes out to Stormind for including me in this playtest. As you will already have noticed, I am playing via maximum settings. The Tier 3 2080 Super Rig had zero problems running this playtest on ultra settings. Speaking of settings, as you see, we have varying resolution choices. 1080p, 1440 and full 4K are all available. I'm running here today at 1080 and the game looks absolutely fantastic, so you can imagine how good this will look in full 4K. Everything else is set to ultra as you see, and I must say that this playtest is not representative of the game's final quality, although it wouldn't be a bad thing if it was, as it's running so smooth right now and you can colour me impressed. We begin with Avro's backstory, whom we will take control of. Avro is the chosen one, and we have landed on Grisha, one of the 4 elemental worlds, and our goal is to absorb its core and defeat an ancient guardian whilst trying to find our friend Mila, who we have separated from. Small note, Batora's voice, along with others in the game, is what us Scots would call nippy, which just means it's a small annoyance. Seems like the interaction with these NPC characters, however, is limited, so hopefully it shouldn't be a problem on full release. Getting into some proper gameplay, now the foundations have been laid. As you see, while moving around, we have the fixed camera view. There have been some questions as to whether this will remain so at launch, and I believe it will. Sometimes you find yourself attempting to look around as if it were a free view camera in the beginning, but you soon get used to it. Moving around is very smooth. You see we aren't dropping any frames, we have no stuttering all round. Good first impressions. Easing into the combat is very smooth. We have 2 separate attack types. Physical is swordplay and mental is mage light, or if you prefer, melee and ranged. Depending on your enemy's nature, you have to find a good balance and switch between both during combat. Both natures have a specific skill set and specials. Using the matching nature to your enemy will result in more damage dealt. The ability to dodge and use these specials are on timers, so use them wisely. Be wary of hybrid enemies who can use both attacking natures and present a greater challenge in combat. Now 90% of my gaming is done with the controller, and what I like is that we can use the right thumbstick to attack rather than just bashing X and Y buttons. This gives more precise accuracy, and I must commend the smoothness of the combat. It is very fluid and very rewarding. Quick overview of the character overlay at the bottom of the screen here. It's simple enough. The left hand side is physical attacks, specials and health. And the right hand side is your mental attacks, specials and health. Physical enemies can only deplete your physical health. Mental enemies can only deplete your mental health, but the hybrid enemies can take from both. You also have the ability to boost your damage attacks. The 3 dots either side of your health bars indicate how many boosts you have left for either physical or mental damage. It's not just all about combat though. While attempting to steal a stone and absorb its energy, we are now met with the puzzle mechanics of the game. They aren't overly complicated in the sense that you could be stuck for hours, but they are challenging enough in the playtest to give you a sense of accomplishment when completed. Again, we have to switch between our mental and physical nature to surpass these challenges. Switching between natures and attacking certain objects will solidify and move platforms, bring down barriers and allow us to move around this ball of stone, which in turn opens up the path. Getting the timing right and sometimes standing where the ball of stone should be all adds to a fantastic puzzle mechanic, and I can't wait to see what these are like on the full game release. As mentioned, this is an RPG where our decisions will have consequences. After completing this particular puzzle, I now have to choose whether to feed the hungry monsters by healing the stone or absorb its energy to save another character from death. Having played through both choices already, I can see this game will have a certain element of replayability, and your choices going forward will depend on what sort of playstyle you choose. Having completed this quest, we now have some runes to equip which will give us a physical health boost, physical damage boost, and finally we have the Eternal Seeking rune which unlocks the Lunisolar Precision ultimate skill. Looking ahead to the full game release, I hope we see some level requirements for rune attachments to add a more dynamic layer to the gameplay and offer a greater challenge. I am told that on full release we will have more ways to develop Avro's talents, hoping it comes in the form of some sort of skill tree or similar. The character screen gives us a very clear, concise overview of our stats. I like the layout, very easy to navigate and easy on the eye. You see we have the map, quests and codex sections which are greyed out at the minute. Full release or further beta test will open this up and add further elements to the game to explore. Moving around in this game is so smooth, and I like to give a special mention to the quality of the art style in the game. The visuals are original, hand painted and inspired by the retro sci-fi art of the 1950s. The colours are so vibrant and pop, making for a beautiful backdrop to a fantastic looking game. You will have noticed along the way I have been collecting materials such as sun and moon orbs. These replenish your health bars we see along the bottom, and I have been told that there will be systems allowing us to manage health during combat in the final version of the game. The final quest of the playtest sees us seek out the big bad guy Zanak, or rather the way the story goes, it's him seeking out us to do battle. What I love here is you have the choice to reach Zanak through the Trial of Might, which is fighting your way through enemies until you reach the final battle, or you can choose the Trial of Wisdom, which will have you solving the puzzle mechanics once again. Depending on how you feel on any given day or your preferred playstyle will allow you to mix and match between both going forward. I played through both trials and they both offer a unique challenge and seem to alter the final battle with Zanak, which I thought was a nice touch. Both trials took me around 10 minutes each to complete, and completing the Might trial offers a greater combat challenge, whereas completing the Wisdom trial offers a more strategic final battle. The final battle offered up a good enough challenge for a playtest, and I presume full release will offer different difficulty levels to suit whichever you prefer. You see, I have to keep changing between natures to dish out the greatest damage, and there are other elements and challenges to overcome here as well. Overall folks, I'm very impressed. The game is set for full release in 2022, so we have a while to wait just yet. Hopefully, I can get my hands on any further tests and update you on how it's playing, but I have a really good feeling about this one. There is so much more of the game still to come, and as said in the beginning, this does not represent the game's final quality, so bear that in mind. I'll leave you with the rest of the gameplay here to enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Check out the video description for links to further details about the game. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe and ring those bells for future content. Until next time then folks, stay safe and keep on gaming.
Damn, your voice is annoying.